Right, we got paired. Let's go. Let's try the English. Or whatever this is gonna be. Knight f6. Let's get hold the bishop. I mean, that's possible. They do the same. Knight here is gonna happen. Should we do it before we go here? Yeah, let's look at this guy. I don't really think I will do some other move than this anyways, but at the moment we are preventing d5 now. How do we set up? Like, blacks just put the pieces here. Hasn't taken any kind of a stake in the center or claim in the center yet. So we could play d4 and transpose into, I suppose, some kind of a King's Indian fianchetto set the lines. I don't know nothing about those. I mean, this looking at the b7, but I assume something c6 is gonna happen. I mean, even knight here is okay. And we haven't castled, so I don't think we should go and start being stupid before we somehow set up these guys. So, kind of curious. Just thinking about this knight, like I could put it here like normally. But also at these kind of systems, I do like the knight going there and there though. Of course, it could look really stupid. But I don't think he's gonna play e6. I mean, I guess he could play e5 and make it look really stupid. Can't really do much about e5 without playing d4. Any point of knight here, e5, d4. Then also the normal plan of just pushing this pawn is, I feel like it's a bit premature when they haven't done anything about these guys. We could play d3 and just like it looks normal. We could play d4, e3 even. Think about putting the knight there and like play there and there. Could double fianchetto the bishop too. No, that's a big commitment. And this pawn is probably not gonna run if the bishop is here. Guess we go here and then we could try to sneak around there. I think I'll start. This looks weird. It's probably very weird, but I'll do it anyways. Who's gonna stop me? Not myself, at least. No restrictions. No self-control. I mean, castles is gonna happen. In the ideal world, these are the moves. And then think about the rest of the world. Alright, so he just says, you're not gonna go there. No. I guess red is the color. I mean, technically they are maybe... I mean, we could stick this guy here. And then we'd have 4 pieces taking the d5. So d5 would be out of question. Alright. There's the 3 defenders, 4 attackers. That should be the case. But if I go here, then maybe e5 happens, and then what are we going to do with the knight here? go here and that the pawn might go forward and then we go back and then he could push d5. And then I only have three attackers to three defenders. Again, we could play d4. Looks alright. I think it's castle. Not really sure what I'm doing to be honest anymore. I mean, maybe we didn't know from the start. This looks like a natural continuation. And we might chop it once. Might go d4 then. This does open the bishop up here, so the bishop is kind of tied to defending the knight. I guess they could also play the e5 here. Alright, so this happened. We could play b3. I think I'll chop once. And I guess they could take with the knight. Alright, so I'll play this now. Why? Well, it's just about stopping that. So I'm planning to go here. Of course, they could maybe chop and then play e6. Get rid of the question of the light squared bishop. And that is probably fine. I just feel like the knight has some options from there. And of course, when we go here, we are instantly putting the extra pressure on this guy. So black has to, like maybe, like the ideal situation, they play e6 and then the bishop would be shut down. But of course, they could now chop it and say, yeah. Even misline my bishop a little bit. But that's a bishop pair. It's probably not a big deal to be honest, because the position is going to be a bit closed. So personally, I would, if I was black, I would really consider chopping these guys off. Alright, so so they solved this problem. That is technically I know it's not even a pawn sack. I mean, for two reasons. Not only this guy gets chopped in the end, but also I can't take it twice here because the knight does hang if I move the bishop. So that is possible in many ways. Black might be threatening to chop, give me a backwards c pawn on a semi-open file. Seems good. We could stick the knight now here. They could play f5. It's a big hole, Could go here and add pressure on this guy. We could chop and maybe play e3, shutting our bishop down, doubling their pawn. And then, I don't know, somehow get the knight out through here. Is that good? I mean, it's not the worst. Might not be the best either. Maybe black could play e5 soon and undouble and maybe free the bishop. But yeah, taking with the idea that eventually we'll maybe get the bishop out this way. Not that this is the greatest in the world ever. I mean, f3 is legal, but I don't think so. Bishop e3 is legal. Defending the knight is legal. Like just here. I guess that drops the pawn. Queen here. Might run to some bishops. Queen here is probably legal, but again, it's quite a questionable undefending the pawn, even though we do attack some pawns too. Bam, bam, bam. I think I'll go here. Question this guy instantly. That's one way to highlight the pawn. Because if he takes, it's a bit awkward to defend. Like again, maybe you have to shut down your bishop. Not that my life is easier or that ideal either, but my bishop might be getting shut down eventually if I... That's annoying pressure. I wasted a lot of time though. Quite a lot of time. If they chop, then at least I'm free to move the queen somewhere. Because the pawn is defending this. So something good about the backwards pawn. But yep, this is the instant threat they have to solve. Either you play this, that, what else? I don't know, maybe some counterattack, I don't really think so. That's too much. I mean, you probably don't want to allow this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's probably not very good. This kind of pawn structure. I mean, I guess this is also technically a counterattack that's less bad. I'll take that, you take that. Alright, let's not think about that, just take. Gain some time. Alright, so we have options. We could play e4, trying to open this bishop up, and again, well, I assume they have to take. Otherwise this guy becomes way too weak. That would make it a little harder for this bishop to develop. There is still a block here, and this becomes a little weak, so I kind of like it. Is there any major downfalls here? Don't see like I have a loose pawn here, but the bishop queen can't really go here where it could attack both ways. Makes sense anyways. Yeah, I like this. I like this. This guy could come here, but again, yeah. I feel like it's just a one move threat, and the bishop is probably not that great there. Maybe I can move the knight and bring the bishop out somewhere. I don't really know where, like maybe here. Alright, so we'll take that back. Seems okay. Pressure. Could play knight c6. Queen c7 is probably okay to defend. Oh. Alright, I was looking at this, but I thought it's not anything, but it is actually a move. It's an actual move. Not a bad one either. Alright, so that's a little bit annoying. If I chop, they'll chop. Nothing there. I mean, we could go here and defend backwards, but not really threatening much. Actually, maybe we are question mark. I mean, I could also maybe, well, no, knight is attacked. I mean, I guess I could go there, but I kind of want to have this guy come out first. So stick the knight there with the ideas with the bishop to come here, for instance. I mean, I don't know, that's not nothing, but that's something. The only question I guess I have, it's gonna say that I should we chop this guy off, but then the rook comes decently there. I go here. And the bishop also covers the c7, so there's no funny business here. Anyhow. So if I takes, goes here, he can even attack my knight. Bishop is covering there. Can't really go here without just some knight. The rook takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. So I feel like I'll leave the queens on. Okay, so this is very risky. Now I'm kind of banking on somehow kind of a tactic showing up of thin air. Questionable. Because otherwise we'll end up just a weak pawn. It's a pretty thin, like knight here with the idea to go here, which is not even obvious that it actually does anything. Like rook moves away and says, so, well, now what? What else could I do? Move the bishop here. So knight here, let's say bishop here, just attacks the knight. Maybe idea to chop, 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 or some other order of things. But what else? I could move here, cover this, and I don't know, get out of this. Could go here, here. Feel like there's some merit to chopping because the back rank is a bit weak with all the pawns, all the pieces still there. It's a bit weak. Like if I could somehow get this and that in fast, or even this fast. Chop. Go here. Go here. I mean, I kind of want to go here and there to weaken the back rank even more if I had the bishop there. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the idiots on. And by idiots, I mean the queens. I didn't want to trade too much with the weak pawn, even though there's some potential there. I didn't really see how the back rank thingies work. I don't really see how this actually works either, but like if they just move the rook away and say, now what? I mean, assume something is the best. Just bring out pieces. Or maybe even bishop retreats and takes away my ideas. We will lose bishop on... I mean, if I ever go here, then we have to think about the rook on the bishop. I mean, this might, well, I guess it's not if they, for instance, move the knight, but if it was my turn, maybe we could threaten something with this and that. The rook takes, we take this guy, but for instance, this takes care of everything. I mean, maybe something like this and then bring the, for instance, queen here and try to bring the rooks to the center files. I have a very strong knight in the center. With some potential. So I assume that is pretty good. I assume that is pretty good. Well, we have this side or that side. Some other moves, maybe, but I don't see any at the moment. I'll just stick this here because I just like it. Gives me some tactical possibilities. I assume that might happen, or maybe that. Not really thinking anything else could happen. This we are defending twice, so that's not too bad. Okay, I was thinking of this move, but now I see there's F5. I have to think of. I guess we drop the bishop back here and are ready to go this side. That we can start diagonal F5. Even though they probably will do that. I'll bring the bishop there. And with the idea to bring the rooks to the center anyways. It's not too bad. Of course, the queen here is a little vulnerable to some future knight e5s. True that. We could just bring the rook here, but then again, it's very vulnerable to stuff like this in the future if they, for instance, threaten to maybe take and take. Okay, so here, I'll just get out of the way and defend this, defend that. Yeah, this is my idea. Not much, but it's an idea. Assume it's okay. What else? This, like I said, I'll do with this. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, and the bishop moves. The knight ideas, those might be the most unpleasant. This probably looks the most natural. Just bring out the bishop to the center. I don't know which rook we are about to put on the d-file. Like maybe even moves the bishop. We could think about putting this guy on here at some point. Just with some ideas that if he buries b6, then suddenly we could have some discoveries and chopping, and because the knight gets weakened. I'm actually ahead on the clock too. Horrible. This is 15:10, so 10-second increment. Let's drag the cursor out of the bishop's face. Okay, this has been a very long thing. Always a good that life is not super easy for my opponents either. So, alright, so what happened is what we kind of expected. Looks like I guess I have to decide, are we really want this side? I mean, we could push the pawn and defend the knight, which is a really good knight. The downside is that we lose that square and there's a lot of people. Also, I guess that's a big downside too. Losing a rook. So in that sense, maybe I wanna get the rook out of there. And I'd like to put my rooks this way. But I'm so tempted about the rooks this way. Technically, they are probably now threatening f5, so I assume I have to defend the knight or move it. This has to be an instant threat. There's also some potential problems with this that we line up here. So queen here and ideas around here. At the moment I don't think so, because I could chop the knight there and takes and that's probably game over. So queen is probably guarding that square. Alright, in that sense then I just feel like this is the no-brainer. I mean, I guess it's a bit small brainer, like, do we really want a rook on e-file? But at the moment, e-file is so crowded. So let's put the rooks and here, and with some kind of idea that maybe we go here and maybe he plays this and then this gets maybe weakened. There are a lot of maybes in that plan. With idea that f5, I'll go here. Another problem, of course, is going to be if this guy moves and then the knight goes here. What are we going to do about it? Are we threatening something with the knight and the discovery? I don't think so. Maybe. Like maybe something like knight e4. But the ones I'm kind of more looking for is that could go that way somehow. At the moment, no, because the queen can take it. But I'm kind of liking it, like I'm not really doing much other than centralizing my pieces. And it seems to be working, like it's the secret to chess. Not that I assume we have to. I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say that we must be better here, but why would we must be better here? I mean, it's definitely unpleasant. Like black's position seems kind of nice, but maybe it's not so nice. And now he gave me the bishop pair, which might have been the most practical decision in the position. So if I take with the bishop, I assume this is gonna go here. And that's annoying. Could take with the rook. With idea to double or maybe get to 7th rank. Let's say rook takes queen here. Maybe I'll just put the rook here. The idea that takes. A rook somewhere. And maybe have ideas to put the bishop here to cover this or attack this. Possible. I could also go here, but again I assume that is gonna go there. And then it's kind of a... I wanna take there, I wanna take there. And that is definitely a problem. Takes. Queen takes. I don't think there is anything. Not too far off from working though. Like if you could somehow sneak that guy there. That would be lovely, but no. What I don't want to do is like take. Crap. Crap. I'll just take it. Damn it. And what's some I don't know. I'll stick this here. Instantly, I think. That's my great plan. Get out of there. Maybe I get... Well, again, the c4 move has the problem that it gives this way. And those guys maybe want to go there. So let's pre-move this. I don't think I have any options if they take the queen. Gain some time. We have the bishops. They could be good in the endgame. We have the little more ragged pawn structure though. which is a bit sad. So this has the curse of letting the knight sneak in here, which I don't like too much. Okay, random h4. Sumo right. But maybe I get... No, I can't go there if he goes there because the knight goes here and there's too many hanging things. But we are maybe threatening this. If the rooks challenge the d file, maybe here f5, f6. This is a possible check. Could go back here. Alright, so that happened. This is hanging. But I kind of want to just swing in here. No, let's push this. Alright, that happened. Well, then I'll swing this guy in here. This is... Oh, this it was... Wait, what? Somehow I thought I defended this, but it's not even defended. Last move and it's still not defended. Horrible. Okay, we have probably some nice things going on and I did counteract this. So, but I really thought I defended this by moving it. We were defending it kind of with the counterattack there, but... that's a bit cursed. Here... God damn it. Maybe I have to take. That's annoying. Okay, let's take... Do I have to get rid of this idiot by pushing it? Fine. It's a weakness. This bishop is gonna be strong here. If I take back. He's gonna hoping to go here and again ideas to swing here. I guess he has this move too. I guess I will chop and then go here. At least the knight is completely dominated, so he doesn't do that. Again, this is a problem, I suppose. I want to go here, but then this, and then we are dead. Ish. But also like the bishop here, in a sense that it's there. Okay, that I don't know what that did, except got out of one check. But maybe it went into another check in the future if they get the rook to the second. Alright. Well, I'll go hereabouts. Just out of the way. I'll keep this bishop for sure. This seems like a lot of work. I'll grind with the bishop there, but it might be in vain because both pawn structures are now very symmetrical. But I'll try. Not sure I'll take it or just go here. Get the centralized bishop going on. Maybe this could have been played at some point. Oh, never mind. This is not a thing because I can take there. And they take there. It's gonna be a Finland shitty. Okay, so this seems like a no-brainer. Just discovery is coming up. Does the king has to go something really sad there? Oh, that is sad. Then think I'll just do it. Oh, fudge. I just hung my bishop there. God damn it. God damn it. He did not see it. He did not see the incident. Okay, I'll just push that now. Now he might be seeing it. So let's go here. Now that this happens, then we go here. I guess he still has this. Okay, I'll go hereabouts for fun. Okay, is this now threatened? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Maybe here to counter the bishop. They'll probably check me a lot, and then we'll go somewhere. I don't know. Just the bishop is doing double duty here. We're also covering this, which is handy. I have to be careful not to go... I don't know where. I'll just stick this and be happy. Maybe we'll do it like this too, if they go throw in a lot of checks. Alright, so I messed up that one big time. I think I'll take... God damn it, I let that guy die again. Oh, no. Takes with the knight. Well, we get few pawns for it, I suppose. Guess we could go here, but I don't think that solves anything. Does it? Also, the knight's on my bishop here, so damn it. Oh, damn it. Are we losing or can we draw it? I did win pawn. And this, I'll get another pawn and... Maybe... Oh! Well, this way the bishop is just not even dying there, is it? I guess it kind of is. Damn it. Because there is this fork in the end. Meh. There is the fork in the end. This might end up in some kind of Oh, there is no check here. Just come here for a second. Not that we are still covering this in a while, but at least the knight is not escaping. I guess he has this move there. Ah. Where? Where? I don't know, this looks risky, but let's go there anyways. This looks risky, but let's go there anyways. There's no check here. Ay. That was so bad. That was so bad. So this probably should let me at least get a draw. I mean, we could easily lose the rook versus the bishop and the rook. Easily. Could probably go here too. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna lose this eventually if black plays nicely perfect. Then we have to grind that endgame forever. I haven't practiced that in ages and ages. Here I suppose. I don't know, I'm just gonna go stay with these guys on the light squares and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, let's bring the Pinaroni. Now goes here, I'll win the piece by force, I suppose. So that is a move. Let's keep the pin alive. This doesn't do much. Because he could go there and then force me to play here. And then some... Okay, I'll play it, whatever. If here I keep the pin, if it goes somewhere there, I'll probably check and come back. If it lets me keep the pin. Or try to maintain the pin. This does nothing. King moves are meh. Let's give a check and then go back. Again, if it goes there, I'll go here. Even there I can take this because there's no skewer on my rook because the pawn is covering that. Alright. So they have done that. Staying on the light squares. If it goes there, well, the point is that if bishop moves, I'll check here, which is annoying because it gets to the ranked. And if not, I guess that is a problem. Bishop moves and the pawn is gone. Yeah. Can you do? Can he go even here? How about here? Guess he can check. Get out of that with that. But at least I'm now again threatening that. Check here and the bishop. Oh, that one. Just that one. Well, oh boys. I thought I got out of it, but yeah, this is enough to still have to go for that stupid endgame. So this is horrible. We just lost a rook. So let's not do that. Maybe here. Check, I lost a pawn. And then there we go. 50 moves. Oh, pure torture. Okay, that's not ideal. But doesn't spoil anything either. Rook here, for instance. Alrighty. Might as well start with 2 checks. That's then Minekes gate tail like with the rook. Why not? Alright, so this is horrible. Don't lose the rook. I'll just centralize the rook. And then let's keep it around. And like I don't want to get it too far away. To be honest, I'm not even sure what technique to use. Like there's the second rank defense, but like I said, I haven't practiced this in ages. Either one of them. Or sometimes you just bring the rook far away and then to keep the bishop pinned, kind of a strategy. So I'll just go here. Trying to keep these guys away. Guess we kind of might be getting a little bit cut off on the rook, but nah, it's fine probably. Alright, I guess I could go here, because now it's not winning my rook. So why not? Let's go there. Still in the central squares. No worries as long as I'm here and don't hang the rook. Here we just repeat. Oh, discovery. Unless, sadly, they are kind of useless, but why can't I take here and just claim it's a discovered check? I win. Double check. So the rook moves here are bad because then I lose the rook. So I think I'll just give Chekerunski. And if he goes there, I'll go back. Oh, but then the rook comes here. Well, let's put the rook here then. Why not? Oh, he can go here. Bishop covers that. Fine, that's fine. It's not fine, but it's a thing that happened. Now we are threading this, so that has to happen. Alright, let's go all the way here. Maybe here. Then I have to avoid these squares. Oh, these squares. Not get skewered again. But my idea is to go here, pin the bishop and maybe even take it. But I assume this is gonna go somewhere. Probably rook a3 is fine. He's squeezing me a little bit there. Alright, let's pin the bishop. And then I'll just try to... No, let's not do that. Alright, so let's keep the bishop pinned. Downside is that I got a little too close, so I don't have a check now. If it goes like a... We are getting squeezed into the corner. This is what I do. We are getting squeezed into the corner around here. Maybe I'll go here. Almost threatening a checkmate here. Could actually win the game by... I don't know. Not really. Get some bishop move here. Bishop is hanging. A rook there. It's not far away that I could somehow... Yeah, I'm gonna keep that guy pinned. Could go here. Let's go here. I mean, we could have tried escaping. Probably it was better. I repeat. Okay, that's silly from my opponent since yes, he can risk-free try on. There's no way he can lose this, so why take a repeat? Alright, let's look at where we messed this up. Looked pretty decent at some point. Anglo-Indian defense. Or English opening, I don't know about the Anglo-Indian. I guess that's about black setup. Alright, so his master's database, knight h3. It's almost a novelty. Oh, fine. Asko Hentunen and Hannu Piilajasalo. A fellow Finns have played this way before. It's, I guess we could claim this the Finnish variation, as now. White won that game. Interesting. Even c6 was played, but there White played e4. d6, castles, queen b6, rook b1, bishop g4. I'm just curious. d5. What? That's interesting. Pawn sack. e5, cool. Double q, cool. Oh, d3. How can you mouse slip d4 twice in a row? I am horrible. Why not? I guess that's hanging. Knight g5. Nobody's caring about that poor e-pawn. Oh, that was a... Was it really an attack though? Because there was the counter attack here. So could we have sneaked the pawn here? Okay, I'm not sure why I'm analyzing a random game. Let's look at my game instead. So this is fine for Black's computer, I see. We're following Ahmed Adli versus Mikhail Roids. So I have this backwards pawn. What's good about white position? I truly don't know. We're a little bit ahead in the development, and we did have a pressure on the d5. So maybe this sad move is forced. I guess the next move is kind of questionable because of how they played it. Apparently this is a mistake. I thought it was a good move from black. Open this bishop up, challenge my center. Computer would have played queen c7. I don't know. I thought this was good. I still think it's good. Okay, the knight here was the right plan. Takes, knight here. It's a nice centralized knight. That was something maybe more accurate there, but still fine. Queen f6, losing a little bit of advantage every move. Guess we could look at what Mr. Machine would have done here. Doesn't really. So it just gets out of this and puts pressure on here. Also, I guess preventing this. Makes sense. How about rook e8? How about the, again, just rook b1. Getting out of the pin and preventing bishop getting out. Alright. Not a big deal per se, but that's fine. The computers have same problems. Who goes where? Rook f d1, rook a d1. It was not at all obvious to me how to set things rooks up. I still thought like I had some ideas to rook b1. But I could see some merit putting the rooks here and there though. Let's see how the game goes with rook a d1. Doesn't care about the knight coming here. We just move the queens somewhere. Apparently not somewhere, because we have to exactly move it to f4 or we lose. If we move it here, then... Oh. This is probably not defending that. But if we move it here, knight g4, bing bang. Yep. That is fine, apparently. Queen a5. Guess ideas to stick the knight. Oh, but how does queen a5 work? God damn it. Like what? Here, here, here. And you defend the mate this way. That is ridiculous. Now I jump somewhere. Apparently that was a crap move. I should have just shed the pawn and went to rook a b1 instead, with problems here and there. I see the merit here. So let's say takes. Knight here. Bishop here. Apparently white is winning. Maybe we are trading something like that. Maybe. King g2. No hurry. No hurry. Rook b1. Wait, what the... What? Back rank. Still no hurry, just h3 randomly by computer or bishop here. So let's say here. Oh, don't hang the bishop, god damn it. Yeah, here he cannot take it because the back rank again. Don't move this guy because then it's no longer back rank threats. Or just move the bishop out of the way. Okay, now these are getting desperate from black. What else? I don't know. That's a huge problem. How bad is f5? Like, just throw all the advantage away. Because we hang that like in the game. Almost. Am I losing already? Fine. Easy to throw away. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to move that pawn before the knight stopped being able to come here. But I really thought like I'm defending this by moving it somehow. I don't know. Some weirdo alignment issues. We are kind of defending it by counterattacking this, but it's not good. That's fine. That's fine. c5 is the best. All best moves. Here. Okay, that was apparently a miss. We were supposed to come back. How are we better if we go back? I mean, I guess the knight is defended or dominated here. But is it so good anyways, though? Like, how are we gonna win it? I don't see it. I'm just curious. I'm gonna move the king around, or the rook around. h5. Do your worst. Do your worst. Do your worst. Okay, let's move it same place. Do your worst. Do your worst. Okay, it's not making any progress. I guess it's kind of making progress, but... Alright, now we lost. Horrible. It's not obvious at all to me. Alright, this was apparently a mistake. Rook d6. Guess threading this and that. Even though it's only a check. Alright, so now I have to do something else than this, which was a horrible move. This just wins. This just wins. I get 1 pawn for it, but that's about it. Oh, there's a double problem. Not only this, but that too. I don't think I'd even get a pawn for it. Even though it's probably better to take the bishop than the exchange, right? So it's not probably irrelevant. I don't know, maybe small practical chances here. Not big, but small. Papa. So if this, we have to go somehow into the fire here, and then maybe we survive around. I assume it's still lost. Yeah, here I didn't know, like, I saw that the bishop is still in trouble, but I thought that I'm somehow here. Like here I saw that if he goes now for the bishop, but I again missed this side. They missed this side again, and now we again should somehow cover this. Okay, we counterattack, but now we have to somehow cover something. Counterattack, and now it's gonna kill me, finally. Currently we are drawing this. I guess the point is that endgame is a drawn. Here I wanted this, but he has the unfortunate in between check always that gets and then takes my rook. Or even here, just checks me. And then I assume knight runs away somewhere. I mean, it's kind of similar. Apparently that's a mistake. Now it should be a draw. But I don't know if I can, in any way, keep the pawn in the long run. I feel like black can force the win of the pawn. And then you have to suffer the endgame for ages. I mean, the engine evolution here is completely useless unless I run into a forced checkmate. It's gonna show zeros. Okay, all these evolutions that are not zeros are completely stupid because it's obviously it's a theoretically drawn endgame, but this slow version of that stock piece has no access to data table base. But you can always turn on the blitzes and see the table base here. But sadly the engine doesn't have access to this guy here. But of course, these are all the moves are drawn. No, I don't need to look at the entire sequence to know that we were definitely in the even the engine and understand that much that it was always drawn. Well, oh well, shame. That was a good one until it was not. There's some horrible moments here, like winning, losing, winning, losing, back to winning, 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 and then back to throwing it away. And then soon we are kind of at this point losing. I assume they can somehow keep the pawn, do something else than push the pawn here. Like maybe ideas to go after this pawn and try to keep this as a... The extra pawn gives you winning chances. Apparently you're already... Yeah. Something. Should be for... Yeah. Go for him. White just tries to hold on to it. How would they play? Rook takes. It's still probably not so easy to win for black though. Big threats. That's made in 2. Threatened. Rook b5, stop it. I guess I have the same fork here if they do it. Oh, g4, and now we get probably rid of the pawn. Alright, that was a horrible experience. Until next time. Ciao.